Sutton Beach was our go-to vacation spot, where we had been since I was born. There, we would relax on the beach all day long. However, in recent years, I have found that my most favorite vacation was one that was very unique from all of the others. The best trip I have ever taken was to Colorado with my family. During our time in these states, we visited the Arches National Park, the town of Aspen, and went horseback riding on the edge of the mountain in Marble. Let me begin by telling you of the beautiful views in the Arches National Park. My family and I were deciding which trails we wanted to take as we come upon the gorgeous sights in the Arches National Park. I was able to see the different formations the land had made. The arches were even larger than I had ever imagined or would have guessed from the pictures. One of the bigger ones was shaped like an O, which I have seen many times in pictures from my parents. It's very interesting to see the formations that I had once only found through Google. We took one specific path that led us up a hill. The hill got steeper and steeper, and eventually we found ourselves climbing. One of my sisters, Cecilia, is afraid of heights, but slowly, with our help, we made our way up the hill. And the view at the top was amazing. After many hours of hiking in the park, we jumped back into the car and decided to rest up for the night because the next day we would be shopping in the town of Aspen. In Aspen, my family and I had a fun time exploring the town by shopping and biking. As we drove up the hill, we gazed at each of the beautiful houses, one of which a family friend owns. There seemed to be some type of market happening in the center of the town, so we decided to check it out. Since shopping is one of my favorite activities, we knew we had to make a stop and browse at all of the items they had. Next, we went biking through the paths near the town. As one may assume, it was very hilly, so this activity was not an easy one. Although I was often at the back of the pack, this did not take away from the beautiful views. After we made our way down from our bike, in sandals and shorts, a hailstorm began. But quickly, we ran to the car. After our day in Aspen, we were excited for the next day ahead of us, where we would be riding through the mountains on horses instead of bikes. Upon arriving in Marble, we first stopped at lunch at a local restaurant. This town was nothing like the glamorous looks of Aspen. There, instead, they were riding on four-wheelers through the dirt roads. It was much more like what I imagined a town in the mountains looking like. Later, we made it to the horse farm, which there we were paired up with our horses. My sister got the horse that I wanted. Eventually, I fell in love with mine, however. Slowly, we got more comfortable being on their backs, and they got more comfortable with us as well. As the ride went on, the horses looked confident, however, my nerves began to rise. We walked a path through the grass, in which we were only on a slight hill. But the path got narrower and steeper, in which only the horses' toes could fit. But the horses never even flinched, because they were used to it. We came to a path that was flat, and we were taken through the most beautiful trees I had ever seen. The aspen trees were a clean white. The image it left in my mind is one that I will never forget. As we made it to the top, we stopped for a picture overlooking the mountain we had just climbed. And from there, we went back down the path we had just taken. In conclusion, the trip to Utah and Colorado in the summer of 2019 was the best trip I have ever taken. We saw sights I could have only imagined in movies as we rode horses through the mountains and down hills. My family and I explored new towns, Aspen and Marble, and we found new trails and tried new things such as climbing up mountains in the Arches National Park. This trip was different than any I had ever been on, but it was surely my favorite. Thank you.
Literally 5 minutes on the dot.
Hey,